Okay, let's move on to module 7, kitchen. Now, before we go deeper into the kitchen, what does kitchen represent? Kitchen, symbolically speaking, mother's territory. Okay, food for the family, which also means wealth storage. Okay, and also means health and wellness. So this is not just a place to cook, okay, cook Maggie meal. This is where nourishment comes from. This is where wealth is stored. This is where family energy is sustained. Now, let me bring you back to traditional thinking. Last time, kitchen is always placed at the back of the house. I mean, the back dragon atmosphere. Why? Because it's not meant to face the outside world. It's not for display. It is a storage of wealth. And wealth should be contained, should be protected, should be private, not exposed. But nowadays, I mentioned that a lot of kitchen are exposed already. So you open the door, you go in, first thing you see is kitchen. Okay. And then Andy also mentioned, first thing you see is not a kitchen space, but a kitchen stove. Or it's either the left A or the right B. Like that, you are making your wealth being exposed, right? Even worse, open concept kitchen, right? What Andy mentioned. Looks nice, looks modern, looks spacious, but energetically, your wealth storage is fully exposed. Okay, like you open up your safe and put it right at the doorstep and say, hey, what you want to see, what you want to take, you take. Okay, so what happened over time? Harder to accumulate wealth. Money comes, money goes, hard to retain. So not only got Chuan Tang Sa here in this case here, not only got Chuan Tang Sa, this kitchen here can also help you to out money easily also. Because there's no sense of containment, there's no sense of protection for the wealth storage. Right? So this is really not an ideal kind of layout. So for this kind of layout remedy, like I've said, I've seen clients, they create the cabinet door. If they are not using, they will just close up this door. Okay, they close the door. But if they need to use, then they just open up. So this is one remedy. Look at this. This one is a dual stove setup. Okay, dual stove setup. Got problem or not? This house got one stove here, another stove here. Got problem or not? Now, some people think that, hey, good lah. Got more cooking power. Two stove, two cooking power. Convenient, can cook faster also. Okay, so Elaine said two lady owner. Thank you very much. Okay, there goes the answer. Okay, so not ideal to have two stove in the same house. Oh, okay. So preferably not. Take out one if you can. Of course, one big, one small, you take out the small one. Now, if this house stays daughter-in-law, mother-in-law, then these two-in-law, there may be disharmony. Okay, mother and daughter-in-law may have disharmony. And then worse, if let's say stove versus stove, this disharmony is even more amplified. Now, how can there be stove faces stove? Is you have this kitchen and then there's a island somewhere, okay, and there's, for example, this is the island, okay, and then they have another stove here, and then you have stove faces stove, then that kind will make the disharmony even greater. Can? Okay, then the paper is asking to cover stove out of sight. Yes, to cover stove out of sight. And they say, but what if the stove is in Qiangua of kitchen, but building the close up the door cabinet for the stove? Can this solve the issue? I wouldn't say solve the issue. I would say mitigate the issue, make the impact lesser. Okay, so you can always play around with the kitchen door, cabinet door color, right? Right, to support the Qiangua, right? Okay, so you can do that to mitigate, but not to really take out the issue. Elaine said this will cause the hubby to have affair outside. Maybe, yes. Like I say, in the external form feng shui, it only tell you there's a potential. will eat or not, will 偷吃 or not, that really depend on the individual already. You can only tell you there's potential for this, will or will not, depends. Okay, so in the living room, we know sofa is a Tai Chi point. In the bedroom, the bed is a Tai Chi point. So in the kitchen, the stove is the Tai Chi point, right? So once you know the stove is a Tai Chi point, then the 5 notes will come out naturally already. Look at this example. The stove is the Lie, the back wall is the back dragon, and then the plant here is the left dragon side. The basin here is the right tiger side, and whatever in front, that means the mother is standing at the front phoenix side to do the cooking. Okay, so whatever is in front will be the front phoenix. Okay, so again, we use the entrance as a reference point. So for the left one, you see the dragon stretches over to the front and then out of the door. So the tiger side is shorter. So this is dragon crossing the hall. And then for the right side, it is tiger crossing the hall. And also, if can, we prefer dragon crossing the hall. Why? Because of the better hierarchy order. Okay. Okay, so I've shown you this slide many times, and it's the same thing that I want to tell you for kitchen. Yin and yang setup must match. All right, now we zoom into the most important part, the stove again. Like I say, look at this example. The stove behind is a solid wall. Okay, let's talk about the back dragon first. So behind is a solid wall, so it's good. But then again, now we already learn one more thing, right? Not only can see there's a wall, you must also take note what is behind the wall. If it's a toilet, no good. If it's an altar, no good. If it's a staircase, no good. If it's a lift, no good. Okay, so we want an in, quiet, stable, no movement kind of back dragon. So if you have that kind of good back dragon, then more helpful people, more grounded decision making, better vitality, easier to accumulate wealth, better support for family growth, so on and so forth. Very simple, very powerful. Then another example, they build an island here. Okay, they build an island, then they put the stove here. Look modern, look very stylish, energetically, no backing. So what happened? Okay, female health could be affected, lesser support, wealth also become unstable because cannot accumulate, right? And then 小人一大堆, or because this stove has no anchoring, that means no back dragon to talk about. Then look at this example, the stove behind a window. Window is as good as movement. So this is a soft backing. We preferred solid wall backing, but this time around it's a window, so it's a soft backing. Lesser support. I'm not saying no support at all, but it's lesser support. Okay. Harder to accumulate wealth also, right? So remedy could be to have a blind or to tint this window and don't open the window. Now, this example here, the stove is here. Behind, toilet bowl. Alamak. Okay, toilet. So it's the same thing with the bed. Whatever we explain for the bed, we'll have to explain for the stove as well. The fire meet the waste, the drainage energy. So affect who? Could affect the mother, I mean the female, headache, giddiness, hormonal issue, spine issue, less support. Basically, it's health issue lah, or health issue. Well, become harder. Okay, yes, because all the storage all go into the toilet bowl, right? So just remember, don't assume a wall is a clean, good wall. Okay. Pepe is asking why spine easy. Let me pull out. Okay. Now the stove is here. Okay, the stove is here. Now and the toilet is here. Toilet bowl is here. Okay. Now imagine this is a Tai Chi point, right? So that means if it's a Tai Chi point, we can always put a person, assuming we overlap like a person like that, right? Okay, and this is the facing, right? So toilet bowl is where? Toilet bowl is actually sitting behind. Okay, sitting behind. And all the hui qi, zuo qi, whatever qi is actually affecting the spine. Clear? Okay, next. Kitchen, no, stove, behind, staircase. Same thing. Staircase behind bed, staircase behind sofa, same thing. Movement, up and down activity. That means you might have migraine, you might have giddiness, you might have spine issue. Again, 小人一大堆, wealth instability. Then your luck may also go up, go down, go up, go down. Oh, okay. Elaine is asking if stove backing is glass panel, sort of reflective, not strong. Any suggestion? If it is those dark glass, okay, dark glass, still okay. Okay, dark glass. Is it dark color glass? Not those fanciful like mirror type of glass or white. White a bit troublesome. Okay, one way is to stove behind. You put those, you thin. I mean, put another layer sticker that thin it, make it darker. Is that okay, Elaine? Okay. Only the stove portion. The rest, you don't have to do it. Huh? Where was I? Okay, staircase behind, no good. So here, next one, example, stove is here. Behind is the lift shaft. Same thing like staircase, up and down, up and down, up and down. Okay, so health disturbances can affect the spine also. Luck also can become roller coaster. So, same with staircase, no good. You see, I focus a lot on back dragon. So that's how back dragon, how important back dragon is. Okay, next. Stove is here. Behind is aircon compressor latch. Then you know like compressor always movement. So there's hidden movement there, heat, vibration, everything. So same thing, what's the impact? Migraine, spine issue, less support, 小人一大堆, wealth instability, luck fluctuation also. It's the same thing, right? It's just that as long as you see behind there's young movement, you know all this impact can come in already. And where's the stove here? The stove is here. Okay, the stove is here, but you see a little blue box behind the stove. Separating, there's a wall separating behind the stove and the blue box. And what's that blue box? Is altar. Okay, altar. Now, when you have stove against altar, altar against stove, before that, I think Pepe is asking if aircon seldom on still symbolically still apply. Yes. So from now onward, when I say something like staircase no good, but no good, whatever, even seldom use, a lot of people use, nobody use, whatever, symbolically speaking, is there. Is that like what example I give to Andy? If the staircase, a lot of people use 100% damage. Seldom use, you reduce the damage percentage. Same thing with aircon. 100% everyday use, every second use, 100% damage. If you once a year then open, then you reduce lah. Reduce to at most maybe 10%, 5%, but the percentage is still there. Okay. So Darren is saying, seeing this sound like if back dragon having issue, then we really need to enhance the sector to mitigate the issue, especially Kun sector. That's right, Darren. That's right. That's right. So 我们跑不掉气风水. You get what I mean? We 跑不掉气风水. So therefore, yes. So form feng shui will show you another angle where problems can come up. For example, mother issue no problem. The Southwest got no problem, but how come mother like very sway like that? Every time fall sick. It could be this kind of issue. But a lot of time I would say 80% you find that if form feng shui got problem, qi feng shui got problem also. It gel. Okay. So where was I just now? Okay. Stove against otter against stove 啊，两败俱伤啊。Is bad for the stove, is bad for the otter. Okay, 两败俱伤啊。So where was I? Okay, so this is a no, a double no. Stove against otter, otter against stove. Because otter, we can take it as a fire energy. Stove, take it as a fire energy. So fire plus fire, super fire. Okay, super fire. Huh? I have no evidence, but there I heard some masters saying that if such configuration shows up, I mean fire plus fire, that means this house is prone to fire outbreak. I have no evidence. So far, I have not come across. But I have heard other masters like somehow say that, yeah, if you see fire plus fire, this house fire prone. Well, I'm just translating to you. So don't believe a thing I say. Joyce is asking if one had to sacrifice either the green support or the back support, which would you choose? I would say my number one is always back support. The way I present this program, you already have, you should more or less take some cue from it to say that my emphasis now is always on back support. All right. Okay. And then when I talk about dragon and tiger, I always put together and present it in one package. So my preference, back support. Number one. Okay, number one. Okay, where was I? Okay, so this fire plus fire thing, whatever is the impact is there. Higher risk of fire outbreak, family member, hot temper. This is I've seen this hot temper. Okay, can bang table one. Higher risk of cancer, higher risk of stroke. Okay, I've seen this kind of cases also, but the higher risk of fire outbreak I've not seen. Question. Okay, what about this? Now the stove is here. Okay, stove is here. Stove is against a solid wall. Good. Back dragon. Now is a dragon crossing the hall, which is good. Okay. So overall, this is called dragon crossing the hall. And then this is good. And this is what we want to see. Right? A preferred setup. More harmonious family dynamic, more respect among family members, easier to accumulate wealth, stronger execution abilities also. Yeah. So this one good. Okay, this is good. Okay, next one. Now, some of you may be quietly asking, how about if let's say this one is this side here is a tall cabinet, any impact or not? Okay, any impact or not? Now, this will be considered as lock dragon crossing the hall. Okay, lock dragon crossing the hall. So good lah. Okay, even better than that's now that one is normal dragon crossing the hall. That this is lock dragon crossing the hall. Okay, reinforced dragon crossing the hall. Okay, this example here is a tiger crossing the hall. I think by now you should be able to see in one glance whether which side is crossing the hall. This is tiger crossing. And tiger side become dominant. If tiger side become dominant, right, likelihood is the mother is the one in charge. Oh, okay. So family member may become more disrespectful and maybe more mother-in-law, daughter-in-law issue lah. Oh, and then if there is two stove, this mother-in-law, daughter-in-law, even more issues. Okay. Okay. Now look at this. Stove is here. Now, stove right now, if you look at this is like facing directly the entrance. Okay, facing directly the entrance. So here, there's a little bit of tone. Okay, there's a little bit of tone. So sometimes no choice. So if you want to reduce this tone, right, you maybe close the door or put door curtain. okay, door curtain, to reduce the impact of the chong. Okay, so in this way, because the chong is, like I say, it's harder to accumulate wealth. Not say harder to accumulate wealth, but because of this chong, if you don't know how to handle the chong, then it's harder to accumulate the wealth, because uh, once you get chong, it can come in the form of injury, illness, whatever, and then you have to spend money for the medication or for the recovery. So that is meaning is harder to accumulate wealth. Okay, then children hardly at home. How to explain that? In case you are quietly asking, now what happened here is that, you see here in front is open space. Okay, open space means is kun kwa. All right, open space. This is the kun kwa. Kun kwa means junior, right? Okay, junior 往外跑. This is what it means. So that's why there's this saying say, if it's face the entrance door, children hardly at home. Now, what if stove facing toilet door, directly facing toilet door? Or this one is a bit jalan. Okay, it's the same thing like toilet door facing the bed. It's the same thing lah. But now it's facing the toilet. But now, no, toilet door facing the stove. But now because stove can also represent health, digestive, so therefore it can also affect the health part, digestive problem. And because this is female, so female gynae issues, or female issues, and higher chance of miscarriage. Okay, and children more disobedient. Because this is fire, this is water. Water and fire clash, direct clash. Okay, so therefore, we always want to avoid stove directly facing the toilet door. And if the toilet bowl is directly facing the stove, even worse. Face the door is already worse. Face the toilet bowl, even worse. Okay, so remember this. Okay, next. How about if it's not toilet? Just now we talk about water and fire clash, 水火冲 what about if it's not toilet, but the stove is facing a refrigerator? It's the same thing. Also fire, uh, water fire clash. Okay, water fire clash. So is what do we have? Disobedient children, because the fridge is at the front finish of the stove, So front finish means the junior. Okay, so the junior can means the children, So children is like fighting the fire. Okay, so disobedient. So then you have argument. Not only children can quarrel with parents, wife can also quarrel with husband. Okay, spousal discord. And because of this, harder to accumulate wealth lah. And then there could be health issue as well, as what I mentioned just now lah. What are those that I mentioned just now? Female issue, digestive issue, what do you call that? Pregnancy issue, things like that. Question so far? Okay. Now, how about stove facing basin? Okay, this is also another example of fire and water fight. Okay, fire and water fight, same as refrigerator, same as toilet. But toilet, it brings on a different kind of energy of the waste energy and the draining energy. So although toilet is still water, but toilet has additional element, which is the waste energy, 浊气. So basin is different also. So again, easily discord, quarrel, miscarriage, disobedient children. Right? So I think you all should know lah, because most even ID contractor, they also know that stove cannot face basin. But not many of them know that stove also cannot face refrigerator. Just take note of this. Refrigerator also. Okay. Now, This is a very common design whereby the basin, they extend out one arm and then the basin put on the left side, which is a dragon side. Dragon side. Okay, so dragon side, we prefer support, we prefer stability. So now we have basin here. So basin sits here means a bit of poor vitality, harder to conceive as well. Okay, harder to conceive, and potential for 桃花 also. Remember in external form feng shui, we say that the dragon open the mouth, tiger open the mouth. You know that concept? Okay, so this is like dragon open the mouth. Okay, so potential lah. I would say potential. I put the word potential. Not say 包价, sure got 桃花. Okay, so paper is asking stove and basin side by side impact. Yeah, I'll come to that. I'll come to that. Can now then where should the basin be? I think coming to paper question. Then where should the basin be? Preferably on the tiger side. Preferably on the tiger side. But remember, apply the Qi Feng Shui sector rule. If the tiger side happen to be northwest or west, then jialat, you stalemate again, right? So therefore, if no choice, if let's say tiger side is the west northwest, and then you have no choice, you cannot place it here, then you can only place it here because space constraint and the sector rule constraint. Then you place it here, lor. Then you go and use Qi Feng Shui, go and remedy, not say remedy, go and offset this part here. Okay, or offset this part here, the whole part here. Okay, use Qi Feng Shui to offset. Or you can also use Form Feng Shui. For example, the bed, you know already this one can give you poor vitality, right? Make sure the bed is against a solid wall, behind is not a toilet and things like that. And it's a dragon crossing the hall. And then choose the right room assignment for all the family members. So this is also to compensate for this, right? Now talk about tiger side, right? We prefer tiger side lah. If let's say Qi Feng Shui sector allows it to be on tiger side, then tiger side. Now, does it mean that stove and basin side by side no problem? Got problem. Okay, even though it's on the tiger side, even though they are on the tiger side, but they are nearby to each other, also got the water fire fighting. Okay, water fire fighting. So what happened is that you need to introduce a gap between the stove and the basin. And how do we measure the gap? It is the edge to the edge. What I mean, let's say this is a kitchen cabinet. Stove is here. Okay, facing here. And then we say basin. Let's put it here. Tiger side. Okay, basin, tiger side. And then I say you need to leave a gap. Okay, so I mean edge to edge means this edge to edge. Okay, edge to edge. Some masters say take the center and say like that. To me is no. To me is I always play safe one is edge to edge. Okay, and how wide? I would say I think around 1.5 feet. Okay, 1.5 feet apart. Now how long, how wide is 1.5 feet? 1 feet is 30 cm, right? Okay. So 1.5 feet is about 45 cm lah. Actually, it's very tough to get 45 cm. Very, very tough. You look at the kitchen nowadays. Okay, it's very tough. So if you can do, good. If cannot do, then jialat. Okay. Now, if really cannot do, okay, let's say cannot do, let's say this one is less than 45 lah, less than 45. Okay, maybe 40. Okay, so what we do, we see whether we can put a plant here or not. Okay, put a plant to mitigate water to wood to fire. But first of all, you must make sure that this space qi feng shui is okay one. If can, put a plant. Okay. If cannot, okay, I've seen some clients what they do. Um, oops, they put a partition here. Of course, this will restrict movement and also eat up the space lah. Huh? What they do, they put out a partition here. Okay, but the easiest is, let's say if the qi feng shui sector allows, then put a plant. Then that settle the five element flow. Can?